Hi guys, so now I'm gonna talk about repetition. So not all the time you actually write the whole code. Let's say I want you to print happy birthday 5 times on the console. You don't go on the code and just write happy birthday and then you write again happy birthday and then you write again or depends on how many times you want to print happy birthday. So as you can see, these statements are exactly the same. And if you know that you have to print it out 5 times, there's actually an easy method in Java, in programming languages, that to do this kind of repetition. So first of all, there's two types of repetition. First is counter control. Uh, count control, anything also can, but it's counter control. Another one is sentinel control. So what's the difference? Well, in counter control, you know how many times you're gonna repeat, so you know the number of repetitions. In sentinel control, you don't know that. It will repeat until a certain condition is true. So in this case, you're printing 5 times, right? So it's considered counter control because you know how many times you want to do it. So let me give you an example. So um, let's take the same example. So in the flowchart, you start. So obviously, if you're going to print it 5 times, then you need to have a record, or you need to record how many times that you're actually doing it, right? So first you tell int x equals to 0. Why? Because this is what actually records how many times you have done it. So if you have done it the first time, the x will increment by 1. So you print happy birthday, print happy birthday, and then you increment it by 1, and then you check is x is same as 5, because you wanted to print it out 5 times, right? So you check it, is it 5 now? No, because now you just printed it the first time. So what do? You go and do it again if it's a no. The second time, the x will be 2. First is 1, then it will be 2, and then it will be 3, and then it will be 4, and then the fifth time it printing, the x will become 5, and now since x is 5, yes, now you do it, you end it, sorry. So this is an example of counter control where you know the number of times it's gonna repeat. So in Java, it actually repeat when a condition is true. So I know I used no and yes here. It's kinda in flowchart. There's no definite rules which one you have to use. But in Java, when I give you the example, you actually use yes. Like when the condition is true, you repeat it. So it's kind of like you have to manipulate this. So if you're changing this to yes, then you have to change the condition true. If you changing that to yes, then you ask if x less than 5. If it's yes, then you do it. Then it will increment, and suddenly let's say x equals to 5. Obviously 5 is not smaller than 5. This will become no. So now you take this. So this is how you actually do it in Java. And let's look at an example. By the way, for counter control, you use for loop. For loop. For sentinel control, you can use while loop. You can use do while, and so on. So let's look at for loop first. Let me delete. Actually, just comment it out. Okay, let's look at repetition. So let's print hello world 5 times. So how you gonna do the for loops is this is a syntax. First you have to initialize the counter, the variable you use to record. So this is the counter, and you need to give the initial value to at the same point. So you're going to use I, and the value you're going to use is 0. By the way, if you declare I here, you don't have to tell it's an integer again here, but it's your choice. You can declare there, you can initialize there itself, or you declare and give a value there. So and then you give a condition. So do this loop as long as I is smaller than 5. Then I plus plus. Why I plus plus? Well, for each loop after you're done, or this is where you write the code, right? So first the I is 0, and then you check is I is smaller than 5. If it's yes, then you do the code here, and then at the end you increase the I by 1, and then you do again until it's equals to 5. So just print out hello world. If I try to run it, yep, I printed hello world 5 times. So that is all for for loop, and you can do a lot of things with just for loops, but let me explain about while loops and do while loops first, and then we're gonna look at some practices. Thank you.